And then don't force someone to change. Like, don't think you're going to come and save someone.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing you can ever do. Don't. You're the one who's going to get hurt. And then even if you change the person, if they change because of you, it won't be seen as a good thing. It would be seen as like you are controlling or something like that, you know. So like I won't date you if I can't see us getting married.
That's a strong point.
We'll just play around. So that's the thing I think with me. I'm very aware of what I'm doing, good or bad. I'm doing good things all the time. Whatever I'm doing, it's me. I take full responsibility of whatever I'm doing.
Yo, welcome to Road to Pro. The goal of this show is to impact and provide value where we can. So today I have a special guest. His name is Fred Kimani. He is the man himself here. This guy, to be honest, is a high value guy. A guy who trades on Forex. A guy who is well good with relationships. Yeah, he's a guy I really respect. Like, yes, he knows how to catch and how to keep.
Thank you.
Yes. So today I'll be joined with him. Today we'll be talking about relationships. We'll be talking about skills in relationships, dating. So, Mr. Kimani, first, welcome to the show.
Something.
Okay.
I think I've been ambushed. Unprepared. Just an idea I thought about, so we'll just go with the flow and see how it goes.
Yeah. So, Mr. Kimani, we'll start from there. We'll start from here. So, you're well good in relationships. Would you say that?
I wouldn't say I'm good, and I'd say I'm just good at maybe understanding what's happening. Maybe that's what it is, yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I'm better than anyone out there. I mean, there's always someone who's better than you. There's always someone who's worse than you. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I'm in the worst category.
Of relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, let's start from here. So, you're dating someone.
Yeah.
Let me say it. You're dating a beautiful person.
Okay.
Yeah. What people will say, you're dating a beautiful woman.
Okay.
You've gotten a beautiful woman,
Uh-huh.
and you've kept her for how long?
This is our third year.
Your third year with her.
So
how do you get? First, let's start. What's your tactic of getting the women, the beautiful women, or what's your tactic mostly?
it's not so amazing actually. It's not actually. I don't even have a tactic.
I don't know, man.
I don't. Yeah, because I don't.
Tricks.
There's no person I've ever dated that I met spontaneously. So I don't do those spontaneous. Like I have to know you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna approach you and like I don't know you. So everyone that I've dated, even now the person I'm dating, were friends. She was my sister's friend since like childhood. Back in like I don't know how, like what. When I was in farmhouse, that's like 2008, somewhere like that. So I've known her for a very long time. I know the kind of person she is. She knows me. Our parents know each other. So you know. So my tactic, if it's a tactic, I would just say, get somebody who you know, and somebody who knows you. I think a lot of people suffer because, bro, you're just shooting for the fences, aiming for the fences, and you're hoping it's going to work. So everyone's on their best behavior until something goes wrong.
Something bad happens.
Yeah, and then once you don't know each other, it becomes now egos colliding. So I think it's not really a tactic, it's just how I've always been. I don't know how to be with someone that like I don't know. I didn't know you. Yeah.
So for you have to know the person.
We had to be like something that brings us together for maybe an extended period of time. So like my current, again, childhood friends. Before that, we were in the same university. Not university. The same high school.
High school.
Yeah.
You're in the same high school? Oh.
We were in the same high school. She was in Form 2, I was in Form 4, I think.
Oh, you're saying it. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So
So we're in the same school for how many years? That's number of years.
So it has to be someone you actually know.
Yeah, we have to be. The environment has to be an environment where we are interacting with each other first. There has to be that space. So for me, that's what's dating, I guess. So people, I think I don't date. What I do is, by default, I don't choose someone that I don't know, which means I don't need to date. I don't need to because dating is like, let me go for a date and test this person. which is weird because if you know you're being tested, you're gonna be on your best behavior, which is not really gonna be you, or it's gonna be one side of you that looks perfect. Yeah.
Showing your representative.
Yeah.
Key secretary.
Maze. You want to show up looking like.
Like
So I've
the
never
perfect
also
one.
been up to dates. Like maybe dates is when you're already dating. Like I'm just taking you out for something. So I don't do dates for PMI. Something. Yeah, I've PMA'd you before we started dating, and hopefully you've PMA'd me also. Yeah. So that's I guess a tactic, but I don't do it as a tactic. That's just how I am.
That's just naturally you.
Yeah.
Okay. So long term, what do you do to keep them long term? Because there are some skills that I'm sure that are involved.
Again, when you know someone, I think it's just that default. When you know someone, you tend to fight more because you know this person. You know, you feel it's a stronger. What's the word? You're more accountable to this person because you know them. So you're not going to break up 64 times. Although there's relationships that I've been in where that has happened. But my temperament has always been whoever I'm dating, it was kind of intended to be long term. That's hard. So from the jump, I've always thought long term. Yeah. So like I've never had relationships of like 2 months.
3 months.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because if you're counting the ones of CG primary, primary, I had a girlfriend. I don't know if we're girls. Just that's the chick I cut here. You know, everybody has, and even her, she knows. So you guys play around with each other. But after that, it issues. But anyone that I've actually dated, it's been for a long time, probably except one person, where it was kind of, we fell off very quickly. Probably, I would say maybe like 3-4 months, only one. Yeah.
Okay.
But the rest, I've always had a long-term perspective.
So you enter your relationships knowing it's long term.
Yeah. So like I would date you if I can't see us getting married.
That's a strong point.
We'll just play around. So that's the thing I think with me. I'm very aware of what I'm doing, good or bad. I'm just doesn't mean I'm doing good things all the time. Whatever I'm doing, it's me. I take full responsibility of whatever I'm doing.
So if you can't see someone you don't want to marry, you're not dating them.
No.
So there's nothing like for fun for you.
If no, that's what I mean. If it's for fun, it's for fun.
For fun.
Yeah, and you're gonna know it's for fun. We're not gonna be together and it's like you're wondering. It's like you're gonna know it's for fun. And then the person I'm dating, you're gonna know that it's not for fun. I mean, but it's for long term.
So it's setting your intentions.
Yeah.
Before, okay. So one thing about you, maybe in your skills, is you set your intentions already.
Yeah. I don't really tell the chick, but I think I just know for me. Yeah, like I just know for me. I don't do things where I'm like, oh, let's test it out. Let's see where it goes. I hate that kind of thinking, especially with certain things like this. What do you mean? Let's see how it goes.
There are many people who say that thing.
Yeah, what do you mean, man? It's you who's taking it somewhere. You know, it's like entering a car and then you're like, let's see where it takes us. It's you. Where are you going? Then the passenger has to be like, okay, we're going to Kiambu. Okay, so let's go to Kiambu. Then when you get there is when you can be like, I don't like it here. Okay, let's change to another place. But you're always in the same, both of you are in the vehicle and it's both of you who's kind of deciding where you're going. But that thing of seeing where it goes, that's how you break up quickly. Because it's always going to go to somewhere you don't like. And then since you are not
fully into it.
Yeah, you are not intentional with what you wanted.
Okay.
You'll always be in a position where you're like a victim all the time. Things are always happening to you all the time. Someone is always stressing you, you know. So, yeah, I very aware of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
good or bad?
Good or bad. So for you, you're working class. You're dating a girl from university. How are you able to? Because there are many, let's keep this one, high value guys.
I don't know why you're putting me in, but okay.
Yes,
we'll just accept it.
Yeah, the ones, the guys
high value,
yes, the guys who are earning their own money, they're looking fresh, you can see with the watch, with the hairstyle, come from getting a cut. Those guys who are independent. How are you able to let's go date a girl in uni and maintain that and make a strong relationship out of it? let me tell you, let me be into it more. I'm asking this, yeah, because we all know how girls in uni are.
Yeah.
It's all about let's
Fun
see where
times.
it goes.
Yeah, let's
Fun
see it
times.
goes. Fun times. Yeah.
Enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's all about let's just have sex. It's all about just make me feel better about myself, about my insecurities, and that time. It's just nothing, like people don't take things seriously at that time. So how are you able to do that?
It's hard, but again, when I started dating the current person I'm dating now, I was very forward with what I think about that. You know, so again, because I'm not a person of let's see where it goes, sometimes even if you ask her, she might tell you I'm not so optimistic. I'm very, what's the word? Almost pessimistic, but like it's more on the reality side. So like something like that, I remember telling her, because she was in Destathi River, which my ex was also went there, and I went through a very difficult time. We were going through a very difficult time because of that thing. Because it's something, again, it's not something you can ignore or tell someone that you don't have fun, you know. So you have to be aware the stage the person you're dating is in, and even you. So like me, if I'm looking for long term, I'm not gonna look for a chick or settle with a chick who's in the fun enjoyment period. And if I do, it means I need to be aware that this thing might not go the way I want. Yeah. So with her, I was forward with that, and the feedback I got was even her, she's not so much about that. And even her history, she's also gone through different relationships where she's the one who struggled. You see the way as you're saying guys struggle, because there's also the flip side where a girl is looking for something solid, but the guy is in his phase of enjoyment also. So I think, like I said, back to whatever you would call the technique, is you just have to know, man. You have to know. Like a lot of people, I think, are just drifting. And you're just drifting. See where it goes. Even when you're dating someone, see where it goes. And it's fun for like 2 months. But just like going out, it's, when you go out, you end up being there for like 6 hours, but you really only had fun for like 1 hour. That time where everything is perfect, the perfect song played, you're not drunk, you're tipsy. There's that part where, everyone it's electric, but that really lasts for like an hour, 30 minutes sometimes. Then you spend the rest of the 4 hours trying to get back to
that one.
Yeah. So that's how I think about those kind of relationships where it's for enjoyment. They're not bad. I don't think they're bad. I think it's bad when you're not aware of it. Like when you're thinking, that 1 hour, I want that forever. People say that also. It's like you want this feeling to last forever. It's like, well, even me, but like it's not going to last so. Once it's finished, let's now come back down to earth and be like, okay, so what do you want? What are we doing? Yeah. So, and sorry to say, I found out the hard way. Our teachers were right, even if they're not saying it nicely. Our teachers were right, Mazi. Yeah. They're like, that chick you thought you're going to be in what? In class 8.
Yeah.
Bro. The chick you thought in Form 4. Not because they wanted you to fail or anything, but I think because they knew the different stages, especially when someone goes to uni. Hey, it's a whole other beast. Because I dated someone who we were together in high school, like I said, and then we were going to uni. So me, I was supposed to go to the US, and her, she was starting uni. And of course, she was hit with that stage of her life where it's like, now you're free, you're living by yourself, nobody's telling you what to do, you have some cash because you're being sent for cash, as a chick, Kwanza, you just sent for cash, make sure everything's okay, paid for a place. Then you're in an environment where also people are like that. People are also in the enjoyment phase. So if you try and not be in your enjoyment phase, you look like the odd one out. So, and then you're dating maybe someone who wants to be in long term, or thinking more long term, or thinking more settled. It's tough, man. It's very tough. So I would say, to answer your question in a long sentence, is just usijidanganye. I think that's what I would say. Like, just don't lie. Don't trick yourself. And then don't force someone to change. Like, don't think you're going to come and save someone.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing you can ever do. Don't. You're the one who's going to get hurt. And then even if you change the person, if they change because of you, it won't be seen as a good thing. It would be seen as like you are controlling or something like that, you know.
Manipulative control.
Yeah, you especially that. It will be seen like you're manipulative. That's how that person will see it. Even though they've changed, they've agreed to what you're saying, yeah. But a change that the person hasn't seen himself, it means nothing. They can fall back easily at any time. So you're going to have to aim, but it's like you're maintaining someone. Yeah. And it's like you're supposed to be in this together. Yeah. But it's like you're maintaining someone. It's like, utachoka pia. Yeah.
That's so
which is I was in a situation like that. Yeah. So I ended up being very, what's the word? Insecure. Okay. Because you've taken a responsibility that you're not supposed to take. Even your parents can't change you, man. Who is a random guy or girl who thinks they're going to come and they're going to make you choose not to go through whatever phase you want to go through. Yeah. So the person I'm dating now is very clear in that I don't have a problem with that phase because she was in uni. Even now she's still in uni. I don't have a problem with you being in that phase. But I don't want to date someone in that phase. So you can continue doing whatever we're doing. But I just know I'm not thinking long term until maybe you come out of that phase or you show signs that even you're not in that phase. So I had to go through that period of finding out, kind of testing and seeing what is she about. And even her looking at testing me, what am I about? Yeah, that's what I would say.
So the thing is, people have to first have a discussion between you and her about the phase.
You know, the interesting thing, Bogo, is you really don't, because you know. You'll know. It's people pretending they don't know. I think that's what I think. Because there's no one I've ever talked to or dated or not dated, someone who has seen potential, and I refused. It was never to be we discussed and then she was like, no, me, I'm in this. You know, because you know where you find them.
You know why, and you call them at night.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, man.
Hey, well, let me call you. It's a bit noisy.
You know. So you know, like that's why again I say those things, those having to talk with someone and blah blah blah, only happens when you're trying to date someone you don't know.
Yeah.
You're trying to harakisha the process. It's like you're trying to bet and just leave it to chance. That's why you're going to have your guard is going to be up or very loose, whichever. So like the chick I know, I didn't be Samantha. Like Samantha, I knew her since we were kids. So it's like, I already know you. This thing of just where are you in your stage is just one of the check marks to know is now a good time or not. We wait? Because funny enough, as you were asking me what I thought, even me, I was in a stage of going out when she found me. You know, I was also in a stage of my own things. I want to go out. I want to do whatever I want to do. So when I saw she kind of tolerated that for a bit because she knew how I think. So even me, I'm like, okay, that's already a sign that this is somebody who is willing to go like for the long run. So I valued that. So that's why it looks like like I know what I'm doing. Really, it's because I found someone that I can be like that with. You know, I can think long term, which is I think what a lot of guys are struggling with. Because as a guy, now you're getting into other things. I don't know if I'm talking too much, but I think for a guy for his potential to be unlocked, he needs to find someone, or a girl worth doing that for. It's going back to it sounds maybe traditional, but like I think it's just true.
Is she worth it?
Yeah, I think it's just true.
Is she worth it?
How you are brought up plays a big deal in what you value. 100%. But you can't keep using that as a crutch because that's in relation to your parents. Now we're talking about another human being the idea is you're leaving your parents to be with this, for you to become parents. So at that point, you shouldn't be thinking about, or you shouldn't use that as a crutch. You have to have gotten to a point where that value which you are brought up in, do you now, as an accountable person, agree with it and adopt it consciously, or do you reject it? So I would say you to your parents, you're affected by, yeah, you are, but at a certain age you can't keep using that, because past the age of accountability, which I guess is like, depending on different countries, is like 18. You can no longer say your parents made me do it, because you're an adult. The idea is when you do something, even if you're influenced, you still have the choice to be like, I agree or I don't agree. So the values need to be your values, regardless of how they came to be your values. They need to be, you consciously accept that value. Not because somebody convinced you. Even if they convinced you, did you accept it? Yeah. So those values, that's why I'm calling them fundamental values. The ones that even you know deep down.
There's no debating about
Yeah, you don't even need to talk to someone about it. You just know it. And if you don't know it, which is why a lot of people are, they don't really know their values. Their values are very situational. They're very ambiguous, where it's like, it depends on the...
The girl is cute.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends. And I'm not saying you need to follow those values perfectly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You'll make mistakes. Everybody does. But you need to know that, that's my value. Yeah, like something that you know, man, say. Like me, and some of them are objective, some of them are subjective. Like going out, which is a very big one. It's like, where do you stand on going out? Are you a person that likes to go out a lot? Don't date someone who doesn't like to go out with the hopes that you're going to change them, or wonder why you keep fighting about going out. Don't get to a relationship to change someone. That's what I would say.
No, I think I agree with you, the thing of changing people. Eh?
Yeah, hey, man. Even me, I fought that fight.
It shouldn't be.
Even you fought.
Yeah, you shouldn't enter a relationship to change people. But
even if you're right.
Even if you're right.
Even if you're right and you have the best intention, just don't.
Because I've been to relationships, even me, whereby I'm there still because I want to change this part of them.
Or you think that's your responsibility.
That's your responsibility. I think that's something that affects us. Yeah.
And then when they don't do it, you start looking at them differently because you're like, you don't want to grow.
Yeah,
and it's like,
you're not in the growth phase.
At me, I'm in a different stage. So you see, it's just becoming a dynamic where you start looking down on someone. Or kitu kama hiyo. Or if they agree, which is now the dangerous one.
Yeah.
If that person is very, what's the word? Not gullible, but is very... Try to look for the word to explain it better.
Easily influenced by you.
Yes, it's very easily influenced by you.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous if then you're someone who's trying to change them, because they'll believe you. But you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what's best for someone.
You know, that has happened to me.
Yeah, so you actually change someone, they agree you change them. But you are a failure even.
I've done the thing of changing them, and then as soon as everything stopped, they went back.
They go back. They go back to themselves. Or after a while, they start looking at you like a bad person.
Yeah, you start.
They look at you like you're the one who. Why did I need to change because of you?
Yeah, why?
Who are you?
You didn't like me for who I am.
Yeah,
things like that.
Basically, you're not God. People only change for God. You don't change for another human being who can't encompass that responsibility.
Is there a way you can influence them in a way?
That's the
also
word.
You have to grow.
That's the word.
Yeah.
You need to influence, not change.
Not change. Oh,
yeah. And influence. That's the trick about influencing. Influencing is you have to be about your own values.
Yes.
So it's not something about someone else. Which is why if you're in it to influence someone, you're not even going to date someone who's not with your core values. That's already stage one. Someone needs to be in your core values. And then the way you live is going to influence them or inform them. Yeah. So I would say influence. And then also, sometimes also know that that person can also influence you. So sometimes you go and you think you're the smartest. Like for example, me with my current girlfriend, there's a lot of things that I influence her because of how I think. But that's just mental. But the things she influences me are like things that it's like I can't even say. Because it's like, what? And she doesn't do it because that's what she's trying to do. It's because that's who she is, you know. The way you watch someone and you see, and then you're just like, and then you realize this person is better in this thing without trying, and me, I'm not. So they influence you like that. But if she was trying to do it actively, it's gonna just look like you're trying to change me. It's gonna look like you're trying to.
You're trying to look like you're bigger than me, better.
Exactly. And that stuff is important, man. That stuff. People. I remember even before I started dating, I used to think that's kiddish. That's like you utoi. And I'm like, that's the stuff that kills relationships. Nothing else. It kills relationships until people are 60. Like our parents still go through that thing. That's very, because it just multiplies over years. So it's that thing of being. It's a very weird dynamic where you're like, yes, you're confident, but you're humble. It's that same thing. It's where you want to influence someone, but you can also be vulnerable to them influencing you. It's not like a one-sided thing. Where you can be the guy in the relationship, but you're also loving. You know, you can be a leader. Yes, you're the one who's leading, if that's how you're thinking. But it doesn't mean your chick is just supposed to be a follower and nothing else. Or kitu kama hiyo. So yeah, that thing of values. And you can hear from how I'm speaking, you can guess how my values are. You can kind of see which chick I would date.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, this doesn't mean, another thing I had to learn a tough way. Just because you can't date someone because of your values and however you're set up, doesn't mean you start hating anybody that's not you.
Not your type.
Yeah. For example, I used to not like people who go out.
People or girls?
People.
Okay.
And of course, you would say maybe girls because I'm a guy. So that's the first person I would think of. I used to look down on them as that you're doing something wrong. Yet it's just because it's my value. Until I started also going out through, you start going out and you start wondering, here. People are going through things. So I was the guy who, when I go out, I'm not going to lewa, but I'll notice how people think, what people are looking for, stuff like that. So I learned a lot from my 2 last exes. How to, just because you have a value doesn't mean someone that's not in your value should be hated. Of course, you should mingle with them forever also, but don't look down on people just because they don't meet your
standards.
Even if you're right. Sometimes you're right, Doesn't mean you look down on people. So I'll mingle with very many different people. But I'm not going to do business with all of them. I'm not going to date, sleep with, or do whatever with all of them. I'm not going to stay for long, hang out for long with all of them. But what I try to do is whoever I meet, I'm okay. I'm accommodating. Which is I'm learning from Samantha now. Because that's how she is. It's just Samantha, doesn't matter. It's like she's going to go to heaven, but she's going to chill with someone who's going to hell. If that's a good example. And they won't feel like they're going to hell.
Do you have checkpoints on the right one?
No.
You don't have checkpoints?
No.
You don't have your own, because many people have the thing of...
Maybe nini ones, maybe subjective ones.
Uh-huh.
Like, not things of... Like, they wouldn't be the main thing. So maybe like the skin tone, vitu kama hizo.
Yeah, you have like checkpoints.
I think she has to be... I'm more attracted to very feminine chicks. Yeah. That's just a personal... Yeah. I'm not attracted to like,
hey, brother,
CG, Miss Independent. I'm like, I applaud it, but like that's not gonna be attractive. And I know it sounds like someone can say I'm sexist, but we're asking about what we like, what we don't like.
Yeah.
Even everybody can like what they like.
Yeah.
That's what you are marrying. So, and not to mean the chicks that I like who are feminine are not independent. I'm just giving a thing that I like, that attracts me. Yeah. Like for example, the chick I'm dating now. She's not independent. Probably one of the strongest people I know with the stuff she has gone through. But she's very feminine, so you can't tell. It's almost like, I got too feminine. It's not to me, but that's a subjective thing. That's not a thing that I'm like, if she's not feminine, I'm not gonna date her, No, it's just what I like.
That's a quality you've seen you like.
Yeah, I've noticed I like
also me feminine, I agree with you. I think I have this thing of
Kasauti.
I like the women who are like, that's the female energy, the energy. I don't know how to explain it.
It's basic. In this day and age, people are looking at us like, huh? But that's how, I guess that's the main thing that a man would like. Which man wouldn't like?
And I
just
know
the
that
same way a chick would like
the
the masculine. I want you to be
Yes.
more confident.
More
Do I want you to do what?
Yeah, like
You know?
lead me
And
and
sometimes a guy would be like, huh?
Nah.
Yeah. So that's the same way even us when we say this, a chick will be like, you think
You just-
you want us to just be babies or something. No, that's not what it is.
So what are others you'd say?
Like I said, the first one I check is values, man.
Values,
That's the one.
Okay.
That's the one that make it or break it.
Uh-huh.
So you can have everything else perfect for me designed, yani or my Eve, but our values are different. We'll just play.
Okay.
Just play with each other.
But value is something you
But
get
I'm
to
not gonna
learn.
marry you. Like I'm not gonna.
Value is something you get to learn long term. Let's talk about now the short, like quick things for continuing.
You see now. I see. That's where I'm not. You won't find me in that
Yeah.
in that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why. Because I won't be in that. I won't try and do that. Like I won't be like.
Because there's short term that leads you to the long term. Like you don't have to. Because many people also. Let me tell you why. They waste time with people on this short term. Like you spend like 8 months with someone,
Yeah. And then you break up.
then you break up. So what are things you do for the 8 months? Like what are things you check on to see like, yeah, I'm gonna push this on.
Okay. Let me try and go into that group and answer.
Now.
Just to answer. But I would not try and do that personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not. But if I were to, I guess also it's different because I went to uni in the US, but I didn't finish. Then when I came back here, I didn't continue. So maybe that's why my thinking is a bit different. Granted.
Let me give you examples.
Because also I wasn't in uni. So like I wasn't in the space to have to answer that question.
Let me give you examples.
Yeah.
Humble.
Oh, okay, those ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Humble, does that count?
We've gone to feminine, so I would put humble in between there. Yeah.
Someone who is
Humility, I would put,
receptive to your leadership in the place, like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Not even to mine,
Yeah.
just receptive. But just that's for marriage, Mazi. If I'm thinking, you see, if I'm thinking short term, I won't be thinking about those long term values.
No, because
Am I saying the ones
that
I would check?
You call her like this, she comes.
Eh,
Because that's more receptive. Like you hold her hand, she follows you.
it has to get there. Hey, it has to get there.
You hold
Or
her
you
hand,
call
she
her
follows you.
sexist.
Another one. Let me give you another one.
Okay, this is what I would say. Then.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if there's a word for it. Because you can use a wrong word and someone thinks you're saying what you're not saying.
Yeah.
I used to get into a lot of fights with one of my exes because when we go somewhere, it's like you're not together. So I didn't like that. Like, if you're mine, Maze, you're mine, and what are you, why are you ati umekambash so tuwe na sherehe? So alikuwa nasema things like, when we're in a bash, we've come to mingle with people. And I was like, but me, I've come with you. I'm supposed to be the center of, like, me and you are supposed to be in this thing together.
Together, yeah.
Not you're chasing me or me, I'm chasing you. Like, you've seen those couples whenever you go out. You've seen those, maybe they're not a couple, but they came together.
You're looking for their
Someone is
attention
chasing
and-
someone, yeah. Maybe the chick has gone and a dance now, I say, then the guy is just there fuming, trying to be like, or the guy has left the chick and he goes to just talk to his boys or other chicks, and the chick anakatu, then she has to look like she's doing something. I hate that stuff. That's the thing I hate, kabisa. So I don't know what word that would be, but I wouldn't call it ati when nikisema kuja akuje. That's not really what it is. It's like nataka hata asiende, that I have to say.
Oh, okay.
That I have to say kuja. By the time I'm having to say ati kuja, I'm like already something is off, man.
So for you, Kuja?
Whatever that is, I don't know what the name is.
Kuja unataka kuje.
I don't know what the name is,
Yeah.
but if we're together,
Yeah.
I need to know that you represent me wherever you go and I'm not there, and I represent you wherever I go and I'm not there.
There's no hiding this thing.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say that she would make mistakes, I would make mistakes. Bro, I'll make the worst mistakes. But when you're making the mistake, let people around you even know who you are gonna dame. And we know the girlfriend. Now we are gonna a guy,
Yeah.
and we know the the guy.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking this is a big issue in Nairobi, eh?
It is, man.
Because I'm meeting many girls.
I've hit
We've hit a really dangerous spot here, eh?
yeah.
Because I'm meeting many girls who we are talking, and then they say they live alone, and then they say they're like refusing.
They live alone from
boyfriend.
2. They live alone from 2 to 5.
Yeah, like later on, there's a place I went to, and then I had a conversation with this girl. She tells me, "Oh, I live alone. I go to the gym." She's selling herself nicely. And then later on, but she did not mention anything. Like, we were going all over the place with her. She did not mention anything about having a boyfriend or being with someone else. Everything was just about, I'm alone.
Yeah.
This is what I do by myself. I'm always like this by myself. So there's no any representation.
That's another sign, by the way.
Yeah.
I need to know you're with people. I can't meet. That's why I said again. I can't meet you. I can't date someone I don't know. I need to know. By the time I'm dating you, I know you hang around with this person. This is who your friend is. This is who. Maybe not to the state of your parents, but like I know people. I can call someone else and be like, where's this person? Or someone else can call me and be like, we've seen this person here. You know.
You know how dangerous that is? Because also
very, man.
Her boyfriend call now.
In the between, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to mention it, but call the person who the girl came in, who the girl was entrusted to be. But that person played the role of, I'm with her, I'm with Nini. But you see
so
now,
he knows he's in that.
Yeah, he knew who to call.
Yeah.
He needed to find out, is she coming home?
Yeah.
Nini.
So he knew, but the girl has pangad.
Yeah, but the girl already pangad. Like, the way she's acting around is like,
that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Those things you can't really. I'm not saying you can avoid them 100%, but there are things that you can do to dodge that kind of behavior. Because again, this is what I say. I don't mind people making mistakes. Like, you're gonna go through maybe a phase where and everybody has their own mistakes. Someone is gonna cheat. Someone is gonna do another wrong thing. There's going to be a thing you're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's not going to feel, there's no way you're going to point to someone else and be like, I wish you were like, it's going to feel bad either way. But me, my problem is those tricks. That's my problem. When like, someone can have been messing around for like your whole relationship and like you don't know. You can't even sense.
You can't tell.
Yeah. That's what and it's like, hey, bro. Because already doing the wrong thing is tricky. On top of that, you can't nini. Because you see, once you can know what the issue is, you can decide, are you going to fix this or are you just going to, it's not working anymore.
And many girls have this thing of not saying they have a boyfriend.
Of?
Saying they don't have a boyfriend, especially the girls.
Even guys, but
even
guys, we're just idiots.
Yeah.
Like we're easily caught. We don't think too far ahead. No, the chick has thought about, she knows the guy,
she knows the deeds,
who he calls, which is why I say for guys, those values, you're not going to, stop trying to do tricks. The answer is in those values.
There are no games.
Stop doing tricks. Stop trying to gauge, actually, because she dresses like this, that must mean, or because she doesn't go out, that must mean. That's what you're trying to look for. You need someone who has values so that even if they go out, you know how they'll be. You see what I mean? So don't be like, she's not going out, therefore it means she must be a person of stay at home. See, you need to know how she thinks, values, so that look for someone who has the right values as you, and then someone who, I would say, look for someone with the right values as number one. Then number two, someone who has some features that you like. Don't also go opposite where you're like, I'll date a rock as long as it believes the same thing I believe. Don't also go the opposite side where if she looks perfect, appealing to the eyes, the values don't really matter. And that's where people end up falling back and forth. So me, I'd say get someone who has values first. Then in that pool of people who have the right values, you can now start picking and choosing maybe what you like. Maybe this one's skin, nini. But that stuff doesn't matter if the values are not there. And then, that thing that I've said, whatever you're gopari, it's gonna come. There's gonna be the Rihanna that tempts your guy, and there's gonna be the Chris Brown that tempts your chick. it's gonna be, and that guy is gonna be the thing that you will go like he's gonna be richer. Kama when him say locks, his locks are gonna be better. You know.
Yeah.
Kama when him say your dream car is a Benz, he's gonna have a Benz.
And another car.
Yeah, or something like that. Or whatever you're fearing, it's gonna come like that. And don't think it's not. So just be prepared for it. Like don't allow yourselves, both of you, to be oblivious to it. We're just going to cross that bridge when it comes. It's like don't be a fool. But this is only for people, again, who you're trying to think for long term.
Not short term, man.
Short term, just be safe. If you're doing short term, just be safe. Jichunge tu just be safe.
So the one thing you're talking about in long term for it to go far is just have the right values together.
You have to have the right values, man.
Your values.
You have to have the same and the right values. Because you see, you're asking for long term. You know, people think like it's just gonna happen. Oh, if we just believe in each other, bro. You need to ask the people, because humans, I don't know why we pretend or we feel like we're just gonna be this. We always feel like we're gonna be the special one in whatever we do. Have you ever gotten that feeling? Like anything a human starts, we easily fall into that thing of it's gonna be easy for me, for no reason. Why and then you call it motivation. By thinking you're the one who's gonna people fail this test the first 3 times, but you think you're the one who's gonna come and you pass it once. Why? Because you heard there's a guy from I don't know where who passed it in 1 whatever, but you don't ask what did it take you to pass this thing at once. So in the same thing with relationships, like you think like just find the right, like they have said, find the right values, someone you like, and then you're going to reach a long term. That's just the prerequisite. Like that's just for you to start. That's the starter pack, right values. Then after that, it's like kazi sasa. Yani just work. Where there's a day I may fail and you're the one who has to shikilia. You have failed, she's the one who has to shikilia. Lakini shida ya watu, when somebody fails, wanamrukia. That's the fact. And the reason you rukia is, again, your values are not in the same place. That's why you attack. That's why when someone does something wrong, you attack them, because you two don't have the same values. But if both of you have the same values and that person makes a mistake, you're more likely to sympathize and be like, even if you attack, you'll be like, what were you thinking? What was happening? Because I don't know you to be like that. But if it's someone who has different values than you, you'll just be like, there'll be a threat. You'll feel threatened. Because you'll be like, highway. Mbona ulifanya hivyo? Kwani wewe ufikiriangi? Then what happens is she'll take it, or he will take it. Then the day you make a mistake, they give it back.
They give it back. So it becomes a game.
So inakuwa tu hivyo.
Yeah.
Start walking on eggshells. Unangojea tu.
Yeah.
After a while. Then those things start piling up. And even if you go to counseling, come back, you don't have the same values. It's not going to work. You don't have the same values.
Okay, all right. So I know we can continue for hours, for days, for everything.
That have not been touched.
There are even levels that haven't been touched.
This is the posh level of looking good.
Yeah, this is just just there, surface level. Hatujaenda deep so much. And for the guys who've been offended by this man here and us, for the guys, take heart.
For the guys who think,
yeah, for the guys who are here, who, her, I don't know what. As we are speaking our minds, just saying how we see things from his side. Thank you for coming. And guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys have taken a lot, because I've gotten some answers from this guy right now. And yes, so like and subscribe. It's a new series on relationship. Till next time, keep it smiley and just have good relationships, man.